Okay, now if you'll tilt your head forward, please, Beth. I'm now going to get PZ, the posterior locations. I'm going to get P4 here. I'm going to get P3 here. There we are. I'm going to get T5. Okay. T6. And then lean your head forward a little bit. I'm going to get O1 and O2. And that completes the first round of gelling the sensor locations. Okay, we've done the first round of gelling the sensors, and now we're looking at the traces. We see a couple things of importance. The first thing we notice is that some of the traces look good, and some of the traces look a little more noisy or wandering than others, and that's expected. Let's look at the DC offsets. On F3 we have 5.7 millivolts minus, which is a relatively good reading, but on C3 we have 1,724.8 millivolts. That's too much, and that shows me that I either didn't gel C3 or I haven't really gelled it properly or even started to abrade it. P3 is good at 1.1, O1 is good at 19.4. We basically look for values below 20, although I'm happy with values below 30, and at times I'll even tolerate values below 50 millivolts depending on the circumstances. But this is telling me that I really need to look at C3, and then as I go down here I see I need to look at C4. That's also 1700 millivolts. F8 is also 1700 millivolts. The other ones look like they're much more reasonable, and we seem to be getting good recordings. I will point out right away a little bit of muscle on T3. We look for that. That's clearly evident, and that's reassuring to see that. And also when we look at T4, we also see a little of this high frequency activity. That tells us we're getting good information. So I'm going to go back now and re-gel the sensors that look like they have offset problems, and we'll get everything back where it belongs on the second pass of gelling the sensors. Okay, we're ready for our second round with the gel. As you'll remember, the first time all we really did was inject a little bit of gel into these sensors, and we didn't hardly abrade them at all. And we noticed a lot of them look pretty good at first. C3, however, is still way out at 1700 and something millivolts, so it tells me I need to take care of C3. I may not have even gelled it in the first place. So let me gel it up, and I'm going to abrade a little bit. You'll see the signal gets agitated, but after I do a little of that, little gelling, the signal should come down in a little bit, clean up. And what is our offset bill on C3 right now?
123.
There we go. It's down to 123 millivolts, which is a big improvement, not quite enough. So now I'm actually going to go in and brush the hair aside a little bit with the needle, spin it around, and then re-inject a little gel. And now I'll ask, where are we?
33.4.
Very good. See how we're coming down? This is an area where she's got a lot of hair, so we need to make sure we get it nicely gelled right up on top there. So I'm just going to quit now. Where are we right now?
34.
That's fine. I'm going to let it sit. I don't believe in really beating on this too hard. It's likely to come back down a little bit in just a couple more minutes. C4 was another one, so I'm going to go in now and gel C4 and abrade a little bit. There's a lot of information here. There it is. C4 is down to 6.1 millivolts, so we're in good shape. And I'm going to review these, and I see that I got to get to F8. Often the frontals need a little bit of attention. Here's F8. It looks like I may not have done this one at all in my first pass. It's the nice thing about having these offset numbers, as in any electrode checker, is it really kind of keeps you on the up and up. And As you can see, that the couple that I didn't gel or didn't gel properly, the offset voltage really let me know there was a problem. So I'm going to now, just as a matter of routine, just go through and do a little abrading on all of these. I never really abraded any of them at all yet. And you put your, let's see me do T3 and T4, which actually looked good. And you tilt your head forward. And there we are with this. And again, look forward, look down for me. And I always like to add a little more to O1 and O2 because we know there's hair over there. There we are. And now I'm going to walk over and see how we're doing generally on our signals and on our offsets. Okay, we're still looking at the setup of the EEG, and we've gone through our second round of gelling, and as you'll notice, I was not aggressive about abrading. And we look at signals that look basically pretty clean. We don't see any excess amounts of noise or any baseline wandering, except when we see eye movement. We know how to recognize that. We see a little bit of muscle at T3 and a little bit at T4. And the subject has told me that she does feel a little bit of muscle tension, and that's expected. So what I'm going to do is go over and loosen the chin strap a little bit. But once I do that, I think we're going to be ready for recording. Looking at our offsets, we see 10, 30, 1.2, 6.5, 18, 16, 26, 33, 13, 6, 9, 4, 20, 3.8, 6, 18, 25, 1, and a 38 across the ears. Now if I wanted, I could go back and abrade a little bit and try and bring these down below 30. I don't think I'm going to bother because it really doesn't have that big an effect. As you can see, the traces are all equally clean. But I'm going to go loosen the chin strap and maybe help the client relax a little bit and see if we can just get a little less muscle activity on T3 and T4, and then we'll be ready to record. I went back and adjusted the cap a little bit. I loosened the chin strap and coached the client to relax a little bit. And as you can see, there's a little bit less muscle activity here at T3, this high frequency, a little bit less at T4. So I think right now what I'm going to do is re-gel T3 just a little bit because it is showing 33, and that's one last little touch-up I'm going to do based on that offset and seeing that muscle, which I haven't really even abraded at all yet, but I'll do that right now. Do a little T4 so your head doesn't feel lopsided. Okay. So I'm pretty happy with how the recordings look, so I've asked Beth to close your eyes, please.